actually have already started physical production on the Star Wars special, which is pretty exciting. So we wanted to do something a little bit different, so we just started trying to focus on a through line, and we focused on the bounty hunters a little bit and taking what their stories are behind the scenes and trying to figure out what that was. And that's kind of where we're at. I hope good. It's funny, I read the message boards and they seem to have gone over really well, but it's one of those situations where we just are writing it just to have fun, and you know, it's great that people are along for the ride with us, and I think that's what makes it as successful as it is. So you know, we're geeks. We love this stuff. These are all the stuff and conversations we've talked about for years, and now we get a chance to actually act them out. It was kind of a flattering thing. We went up to Lucasfilm and they had seen our Emperor phone call sketch, and they invited us up for a tour. So we went and gave the tour and got a tour of you know, Lucasfilm as a whole. And while we were up there, we met with all the heads of the company. And as a goof, I kicked Seth under the table and I was like, "Hey, watch this." And I was like, "You know, we were really thinking about doing a half-hour Star Wars special, all Robot Chicken style. What do you think about that?" And they were like, "Interesting." And we were like, "Really?" And it was such a pleasant surprise. And when we were working on it with George, we had a sketch that we wanted him to be in, and we just asked, and it was amazing how just asking and being polite, it got to him. He liked it, he read it, and he was just a blast to work with. I don't know when the Family Guy thing actually was locked in. We did ours as just our own thing, and I remember us actually, we were up and running within a couple weeks of us having that first meeting with Lucasfilm, and then as we were writing, we heard these rumblings about Lucasfilm doing, or about Family Guy doing it, and then Seth Green and Seth MacFarlane just were talking about it, and they were up and running also. So we weren't really sure. I don't know, but that's a good question for Seth and Seth. As far as what we have been able to do, it's really hard with timing and our production schedule to do a lot of camera movement, just because it takes a lot more time and we have a certain quota per day of animation that needs to get done by each of our animators. That would just up our production value, and that would just be something that we'd love to do in some case. But yeah, for the most part, we pull off a lot of the stuff that we're trying to pull off. It's supposed to have that like homemade feel to it, and we really like that. I go back and forth on a bunch of them. Asking Me Today, the one that's jumping to mind is we just did a Sir Mix-a-Lot one, which I'm a really big fan of, and that'll be coming out in our next cycle of our second half of season 3. But I was always a fan of the Emperor phone call, and the other one I liked is the World's Most One-Sided Fistfights, because for some reason toys on camera and violence equals funny. For the new season, oh boy, who have we had come in this season? We had Jon Favreau come in, which was awesome.
Who did he play? Did he play Swingers?
He plays an Avenger, but I won't say which one. So that was great. I'm trying to think some of the other people we had come in this season. Oh my gosh, Breckenmeyer always comes in and is fantastic and knocks it out of the park. I can't believe I'm blanking. Oh, we have, it hasn't happened yet, but I hear Lee Majors is going to be coming in, so that'll be very exciting. I get really excited about like the stars I loved growing up, and those are the people that I always want to bring in. Like for me, the people I love was Dom DeLuise and Burt Reynolds when they came in first season, or like, you know, Pat Morita was phenomenal. Those are the ones that I remember the most and always have the most fun with.